First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations as always to the elect. All right, another episode going into Prophecy Watch where we watch the prophecies. All right, as we see, all right, the very prophecies and visions that our forefathers, all right, foretold, wrote down for us to have in a form, all right, of these holy scriptures, all right, the volume of the book, which through the Holy Spirit, all right, which is a gift given from the Most High through his only begotten Son, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, okay, the Messiah, Yahweh Shai, our Savior, our Mediator, our High Priest, and our way back to the Most High God, Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in these latter days, via the Comforter, all right, has opened our eyes, all right, and given us guidance in the form of a light, so that as we see these very, very prophecies coming to pass, we can be comforted and point them out so that the believers can know that the words of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, faithful and true, all right, as we are walking, all right, down the path of the straight gate, which is associated with the end of Esau's world. All right, there is no such thing as the end of the world. All right, the earth itself will abide forever. Okay, but what's getting ready to be ended is this age, the age of the wicked, Esau's world. All right, as ultimately we see him, all right, moving with great wrath to establish his NWO, which is going to be associated with a new way of identifying yourself, a new way of buying and selling, a new way of trade. All right. And even the likes of this Negro here. All right. Jaguar Wright. All right. Which, many people are starting to see. All right. And many people are watching. All right. I guarantee you she's watching. All right. One of the camps. All right. Maybe a Great Millstone camp, because as you are getting ready to see, even she knows and sees that this system, all right, where everything will, be converted to digital identity, digital money, all right, and eventually the MOTB, as we have been prophesying through the Holy Spirit, starting with our apostles and elders, the bishops, okay, when we first came into the fold in 2007, all right, the very things that we're seeing before us are the things that they were warning of, all right, and now it's here, okay, and there's no turning back, all right, as Habakkuk, all right, said here in Habakkuk 2 and 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come to pass. And this is where we have to apply patience, long suffering, endurance. All right. But we tap into the Holy Scriptures. All right. And do these videos so that you can be comforted and have something, to glory in the midst of this hell. So these visions that our forefathers saw are for an appointed time. All right. And at the end, they would speak and not lie. And they are speaking. As it says in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Let's get that. 2nd Esdras 9. We always go into it. All right. The end is associated with, let's get it. Boom. Let's get 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. Second Esdras, the 9th chapter. Let's let it load. And we'll go to, we could just start at 1 and jump down, because this is all speaking now. All right. No matter how many times, because this word is very repetitive, but no matter how many times you hear these same scriptures, all right, you should still be excited. All right. Because we're living in a time where these things are taking place right before your very eyes. All right. This is 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right. And therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Okay. We're seeing earthquakes. We're seeing uproars. We're seeing, rebellions against governments, civil unrest in many parts of the world, wars, rumors of wars. All right. It's almost to the point where it's hard to report on everything. All right. Because there's so many things happening. Okay. The earth. All right. You got particular cities sinking underground, earthquakes, sinkholes. Okay. Demonic behavior. Okay. Cars, people, particular cars are just, all right. Which I believe it's the powers that be. All right. These particular cars are just people driving them, and the car is just, going 200 miles an hour into a crowd, into a building. These electric cars are being taken over, I believe. We're seeing all manner of mishaps, confusion, okay, uproars. So when you see these things, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. See, even from the beginning. See, prophets prophesied of the days that were to come, that we're living in. And now we're at the end where they're speaking. For like as all that is made in the world had the beginning and the end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, all right, and wonder, all right, and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. See, endings and effects and signs. And we're seeing the effects and signs, all right, which are associated with end time prophecy right before our very eyes. Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, all right, because it will surely come to pass. It will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, all right, but the just shall live by his faith. So this man is getting ready to, all right, and already is and has been, operate in a very, very devilish, wicked, demonic fashion. All right. Order out of chaos. All right. Fear tactics. All right. Outages, all kind of things are taking place right before our very eyes. So the just are going to have to live by extreme faith, which is why the Lord sent prophets to root you in what mattered. See, a lot of you Israelites aren't rooted in what matters. You believe that you've been given this grace period to debate, be cute, be right. All right. Sell gear, be, the top guy, do this, do that. But ultimately, all right, you were supposed to get rooted in his word for the times that are upon us. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, his philosophies, the image of the beast, which is, got the world drunken. He is a proud man. All right, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. He cannot be satisfied. All right, he's going to keep going. All right, and keep going and keep going until he has your soul in the palm of his hand. All right, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Gathereth unto himself all nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. He wants control of every soul. And while it's a demonic, devilish, stupid plan, it is the plan of the wicked elite. All right. The word gathereth, asap, all right, to gather, to receive, all right, to collect, to bring, all right, to gather and take away, remove, withdraw. All right. And he's using, all right, this digital hub. All right. And ultimately this new monetary system, all right, that we're getting ready to get into, to gather unto himself all people. Now, as I had, all right, Jaguar Wright, which, she's a bug out. But here and there she says, certain things, just like, the Charleston Whites, these people are bugged out. But here and there they say things that make sense. She was a part of the Wicked, sister music, Hollywood, all that system. And, ultimately came out and exposed some things. And, you know, nothing we didn't already know, but ultimately, here of late, she's been mentioning the Israelites. And let's check her out here. The MOTB will be the new way to buy and sell and trade, endure these last days. All right.
I don't want to start any chaos, but I know what's about to happen next. I've been preparing for it for the past 6 years. You know, people see me come and go, but they don't know where I come, where I go. What I do know is when I read the Bible, it does not lie to me. It says in the last days, leave the cities, go back out to the rural lands in the country, learn how to make your own food, because if you're attached to this system.
Now, that scripture that was just quoted was ultimately speaking of when, you know, we were getting ready to be kicked out of Jerusalem, foretelling what was getting ready to happen in 70 AD. Okay. Now, it is good to, know how to make your own medicines, know how to, grow your own food. But the system that these devils are getting ready to be in place, all right, you're going to need Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Now, ultimately, if you're able to stock up on things, if you're able to have extra, if you, you know, can get out of the city, whatever it is, ultimately, we here, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, have faith that we're going to be delivered out of the hour of temptation, out of all of these crazy situations. And if you're wicked, no matter where you go, all right, where the hell you try to flee to, okay, you're going to be through. All right. Whether you have, millions of dollars worth of food stacked up or years worth of water, if you're not right with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, and you're not calling on the true names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, especially after you've heard it, okay, it's not going to work out too well for you. All right. It's going to be ultimately you gathered all of that food for somebody else who's going to come either, take it. All right. Or the Lord put the men of the Lord in position to have it. All right. Along with the sisters that are going to be delivered as well. All right. Because pursuant to biblical prophecy, all right, members of the elect are going to be at live, all right, at the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So not all of us are going to die. Some of us will be beheaded, right, for refusing the charagma. All right. But ultimately, we know there's going to be famine, pestilence, all manner of craziness going on the planet Earth. But our faith is that ultimately Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, is going to, protect us and deliver us from these things. He said his servants would eat. Okay. So our ministry isn't revolved around, trying to figure out how we're going to eat or, ultimately the Lord is going to give us the necessary wisdom in those days on how to operate. All right. He's got us this far. He's going to get us even further. Okay.
They're going to own you. What's this country going to do when money doesn't work anymore? Because money is almost over. Then that means there has to be another system of barter and trade. Chips are coming. Microchips are coming.
So what do you think is, like, when you say that's coming, what do you feel?
I feel like this country is going to find out it was never a country at all. It was always a plan.
You heard her. Chips are coming.
For another plan.
All right. What are you people going to do? All right. When that bag that you've been chasing goes digital. All right. What are you going to do? Well, ultimately, as this brother put this video up here, all right, the beloved brother Yazarala, let's go here. Okay, now I've played this video on one of my other news and prophecies, but I'm going to play it.
This is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you have legal identity.
I'm going to play this here again. Now, what she's going into, as you can see the title, MOTB blockchain, the new Bretton Woods agreement. As you can see here, Yazarala, GMS, all right, Scatterstone, all right, subscribe. But MOTB /blockchain, the new Bretton Woods agreement. All right. And it's going into the very digital system that's being established right before our very eyes. So let's play this, and then we'll get a few more articles, a few other videos, all right, proving to you that this is we're very well in those times where they're getting ready to switch over, all right, to that digital system, digital ID, digital money, and we know what that leads to, pursuing to biblical prophecy. Okay, this is why ultimately, all right, we are to be watching and praying. All right, Luke 21:34, and take heed to yourselves, as she asked the question, what are you going to do when the money doesn't work anymore? What are you going to do when those microchips start to present themselves? All right, and that's your only way of buying, selling, trading, and things get draconian, and the powers that be tell you that you have a choice, all right, that you have to accept, all right, bow to his image and take his mark, or ultimately you're going to be cast out of the world. Ultimately, you won't have, the freedom to live a normal life, basically. What are you going to do? Are you going to have faith enough, all right, to lean on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? Well, many of you Israelites have used this grace period to be assholes and not really grow and get yourself rooted in the reality of what's happening. You declaring yourself to be an Israelite is a declaration, all right, to the elites of this world that their world is over. This is not a game here, okay? So take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts or your minds be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life. And so that day come upon you unawares, and that day is going to come up on many of you unawares. And it's right here before you. And the leaders you're following are not talking about it. All right. And you are stuck on stupid, playing games, rioting in the daytime. For as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. See? Watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. All right, now let's get another one here real quick, because this is what it's all coming down to. Okay, the hour of temptation. Okay, in the book of Revelation, the 3rd chapter. Okay, and this is the words of Yahushai, Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. Now this word temptation,
Strong's G 3986, Pyrasmas. Pyrasmas.
an experiment, an attempt, trial, proving. All right. Trial, proving, the trial made of you by bodily condition. All right. All right. An enticement to sin. Temptation, whether arising from the desires or from the outward circumstances. An internal temptation to sin. The temptation by which the devil sought to divert Yahushai, the Messiah, from his divine errand. And what is our divine errand? Not to bow the knee to the image of Baal. All right, to stay faithful unto the end, even unto death. Fight for the truth unto death, and you shall be crowned, all right, with victory. These are the things that we should have our mind fixated on as we see this world going completely left and completely opposite from what we want. All right. As far as righteousness, but as far as prophecy coming to pass, we know and understand that these things must be. All right. Of the condition of things, or a mental state by which we are enticed to sin. See, and this MOTB system is going to be an enticement to sin, an enticement to rebel, an enticement to abandon faith, an enticement to ultimately turn your back on all of the promises, all right, and fear death. This is why you have to be rooted in full understanding of what death really is. That it's not the end of the story. That there's a reward even after so-called death. And we have to remain faithful. Okay, so we, all right, and all of the people on the planet Earth, but you Israelites are going to be tempted to rebel against the Most High with this system that they're putting in place. And the way that it's being presented, it's so cute and fun and safe, and it's going to save everything. But in the end, all right, it's going to be a digital prison. Okay, an enslavement on a whole nother level. Okay, it was a physical slavery where we were getting our asses beat, hanging on trees, not able to just completely tortured. Now it's, all right, a contractual slavery, all right, which is moving into a debt slavery. Okay, now, all right, it's getting ready to be a digital slavery, and it's going to tempt you. All right. Because, of how you have been able to, so-called freely live in this system. It's all getting ready to change. The elites of this world are getting ready to come down with a great raft. Okay. So those who keep the word of his patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay. And he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right. The beauty of it is that the elect were handpicked to go through these things and to be delivered. So all we have to do is continue in the things which we have learned and grow in the faith, because this is not a game.
Said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you have legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So by not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. It's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type of situation where they've already made the solution. They've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be like, all right, now it's time for a new financial governance system.
All right. So that system is upon us. Okay. And if you look, all right, all around the world, okay, look around the world. All right. I have this article here. This was posted on July the 9th of 2024. All right. It says the rise of preemptive bans on human micro C-hip implants. All right, showing you that behind closed doors, legislation is trying to get passed, all right, to get your jobs, okay, to ultimately force C-hips, okay? The United States are increasingly enacting legislation to preemptively ban employers, all right, because within this system, they're divided on a lot of these things. And that's the way the Heavenly Father have set it up. All right, so it's certain rebellions from certain states. All right, even with that jab, certain states are like, we're like, no, but ultimately when it's all said and done, all right, the powers that be are getting ready to bring about, all right, some kind of crazy situation to where all of these particular, states and countries are going to have to get with the program. Okay. So as you can see here, the United States are increasingly enacting legislation to preemptively ban employers from forcing workers to be C-hipped. All right. So behind closed doors, all right, the legislation is trying to get passed, all right, to get employers, all right, to set up some sort of system where you will have to be C-hipped. All right. Now, all of you camps, all right, who have mocked, all right, the breakdown of the MOTB and have said this is nothing to worry about. There are particular believers of you who follow you that are getting ready to be faced with this technology. All right. And what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Are they going to choose, well, I got to keep my job. All right. I got to do this. I got to do that and get C-hipped. if these things come down the pipe, which, all right, believe you me, all right, I believe through the Holy Spirit, and we believe in our lifetime, these things are going to be very, very, all right, possible. There's going to be in your face. Many of us are going to be faced with these, all right, sort of scenarios, which entails having, all right, having a subdermal C-hip surgically inserted between one's thumb and index finger. All right. Now, certain jobs, now you have the card. You get into the building with the card. You use the card to, log on to the system that they have. Well, behind closed doors, all right, let's see if we can pull this up. There's legislation trying to get passed, okay? And certain states are they're banning it. They're like, no. Okay? Let's see here if we can pull this up. Let's let it load. Give me 1 second. All right, and this was back in 2020. Forced worker micro C-hipping faces growing preemptive strike. Indiana, like other states, getting ahead of privacy, religious fears. No U.S. Employers, all right, known to require worker implants. So right now, it's not a requirement. Back then in 2020, it wasn't a requirement, but it was something that they were talking about, and certain states were like, no. Okay. It says internationally, more than 5,000 people have elected, which is more than that, to receive C-hip implants to serve as their swipe key, credit cards, and means to instantaneously share social media information. Okay, as you can see, it's progressed. It's all progressing into what they want. Okay. This technology is especially popular in Sweden, where C-hip implants are more widely accepted, all right, for gym access, e-tickets on transit systems, and to store emergency contact information. Okay? These implants are just one of many type of emerging technologies in the Internet of Things. You can look that up, the Internet of Things. Okay? As a matter of fact, we can look it up. Okay? Let's just type in Internet of Things. You can also look up the Internet of Bodies. All right. The term IoT, the Internet of Things, refers to a collective network of connected devices and technology that facilitates communication between the devices and the cloud, as well as between devices themselves. And this is where everything is going. Then you have the Internet of Bodies. Look that up. Okay. The Internet of Bodies is an ecosystem of internet-connected devices that monitor the human body and collect personal biometric data. And this is, how it's all going to, end. This is what they want. All right. Where if you are working at a job, all right, your boss can know everything you're doing, everywhere you go. When you leave the building, you'll be tracked, how much you're producing. If you're actually working, if you're working from home, everything will be tracked. Okay. Biometrics. Okay. You can look all of that up. All right. But as you can see here, get ready for the Internet of Bodies. This is where it's going. All right. It could meld tech and human bodies. And this is that fourth industrial revolution that we have always warned you about. All right. The fourth industrial, revolution. You can look these things up. Industry 4.0. Okay. So digital infrastructure. Yeah. Boom. Transferring digital instructions to the physical world. And we all know what that means. And again, John the Revelator saw all of these things. But going back here, okay. So again, implants, all right, are just one of many types of emerging technologies in the Internet of Things, an expanding digital realm of wirelessly connected internet-enabled devices. All right, there are two main types of C-hips, RFID, all right, NFC. All right, yada yada yada, and you can look these things up. I don't want to go too deep. It says, let's see here, RFID. All right, unique number that can be tagged with user data such as health records, social media profiles, financial information. In contrast, NFC chips are used for electromagnetic radio fields to wirelessly communicate with nearby digital readers, smartphones, credit cards, contactless, yada, yada, yada. But why are U.S. lawmakers turning their attention to banning this technology? If there is no recorded instance of employers forcing employees to be C-hipped in the United States, it's because they are behind closed doors. This is where everything is going. But again, the Lord is going to put the spirit on certain, people within this system to rebel. All right, because at the end of the day, they're not going to agree. Okay, according to Mississippi Senator, all right, Kevin Blackwell, all right, who proposed a state bill to ban micro C-hip implants in 2024. All right. And the Bible Belt, these southern states, a lot of them are going to be, rebelling against it. Although no employers in his states are utilizing this technology poses a risk to employers. He said technology today is advancing at a rapid pace. All right. And as a legislator, we need to be aware of the use and misuse of this implant technology. Now, why is he saying that? Okay, it says currently 13 United States, all right, 13, have passed statutes banning mandatory C-hips. Arkansas, California, Missouri, Montana, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Utah, Wisconsin, Indiana, Alabama, all right, and recently Mississippi. So it's not just going to be, all right, the southern states, but there are particular states, all right, that are trying to ban. All right. But again, as more and more false flags come, as more and more propaganda is thrown down the pipe, okay, these particular states are going to have to get on board. Certain states are going to succeed from the United States. There's going to be a whole hell of a lot of division. All right. But the powers that be and the people who are really in control, this is what they want. Okay. So Wyoming also considered a ban. Now, why are these states coming together, all right, or even focusing on or even having to talk about banning this? It's because behind closed doors, this is where everything is going. Okay? So you can read more on that, and it's privacy, data security, health concerns, all right, that are associated with this C-hip, okay? And it's only so much we can say before, all right, these devils, put some sort of, strike or whatever. But the bottom line is, here we are, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, as Habakkuk said, all right, these visions that we've received, not only the vision that he received in this chapter, which goes into the image of the beast and the final ruler before the end came, before he brought that destruction and delivered us. Okay, that's what this whole chapter outlines. All right, it goes into the image of the beast, what this devil would do and how he would be operating before we delivered up out of here. Because Habakkuk's question was, Lord, when you're going to end it? Okay, and he ultimately gave him a vision of how the nation he was going to raise up, which he likened it to the Chaldeans. All right, the witches and warlocks of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Well, here we are in Babylon the Great, and the Chaldeans are back. All right. And the vision is not tarrying. Okay. So again, let's see here. These devils are moving forward with their plan. Okay. Let's listen to what she said again. Speaking of this new digital system that they're bringing about.
Said that this is the only way, this will be the only way to prove you have legal identity. And so if you don't participate in that system, as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. So
so if you don't align yourself with this digital hub, this digital ID thing that they're bringing down the pipe, which slowly but surely it is becoming the way of identifying yourself. Okay. And again, all we need is a few more situations and it will be the standard, having a digital ID. And that will only, you think they're going to stop there? No, they're not going to stop there. Okay. Then it will be digital money. All right. As cash is becoming a thing of the past.
Not participating in that system, you're inherently excluded from the economic system and really essentially everything. You know, it's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type of situation where they've already made the solution, they've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event.
There you go. And that large event is right around the corner. We can clearly see now. If you see here, you know, you have this facial recognition, all right, where these people are, you know, wherever they are, they're being identified, you know, by the millisecond of who they are, what they're about, you know, their social media history. This is what's going on now. Biometricupdate.com, all right, because bio, all right, you know, your genetic makeup, all right, will be linked with metrics, all right, AI, okay. And ultimately, this is the goal of the elite. And this is how you will be controlled, tracked, traced, you know, identified, and ultimately blotted out of the world if they want in the world to come. All right. But wicked, which I thought was interesting, which the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So to speak, or the wicked, which are moving forward with their plan. As you can see, facial authentication rolling out at all NFL stadiums starting August 8th. All right. Biometric credentialing, all right, for aims to clamp down on fake credentials. Now, this is, all right, not going to be for, you know, the fans and the people in the crowd, but for people who, you know, are going to have access to, you know, getting backstage, so to speak. All right. Getting into interviews, getting into certain special events. All right. And happenings within the NFL world. They are going to have a facial authentication. All right. You know, biometric rollout starting August 8th. All right. And I've heard a few brothers talking about it. It's not for the fans, you know, initially, eventually, we know it's going to go that way. But this is more so for people who have special, you know, because a lot of people use fake credentials to get backstage, so to speak. Well, you know, ultimately, this face biometric system is being set up, and all right, 32 NFL teams starting August 8th will use it. All right, showing you that we're moving closer and closer into that, all right, beast system, that modern day Tower of Babel, okay, in which, again, pursuant to the video we just showed you, you know, on the brother Yazral's video, this will be how you identify yourself. And if you're not on this grid, okay, you won't have access, all right? Just like you won't have access to these particular happenings in the NFL world, okay? Well, you won't have access, okay? As it says here, for the league, the system brings additional security and protection against fake credentials, which Andrea Schultz, the NFL's director of strategic security programs, says is a growing problem. So again, you create the problem, you have a reaction, now you have the solution. Okay, and how much, all right, people's credit cards and, you know, personal identification have been leaked, which is ruining lives here in the world, period. Well, they can very well use something like this as a means for you to get on the internet, you know, buy, sell, shop, whatever. All right, because we're getting ready to see all manner of, you know, attacks domestically. So this is going to give them the go ahead to bring about, all right, this system. As the scriptures say, by peace he would destroy many, which that's speaking of Antiochus at the time of the Greeks. All right, but remember, we're living in the revival of the Greek or Greco-Roman beast system, you see. Now, going to this video here, see if I can bring it up. This was loaded by the beloved Elder Brother Karatazar, GMS Vegas sit downs 144K, global digital transformation with IDs, central bank digital currencies, MOTB system rollout.
Introduction of a national cyberspace ID. The government claims that the ID will be introduced to enhance data security and to protect the personal information of its citizens. However, this proposal has sparked apprehensions amongst legal experts who fear that it could lead to increased surveillance and social control.
And that's exactly what it will be. Social surveillance and control. That's what it's going to give them. You see, that's what it's all about. All right.
And according to a report, China's Ministry of Public Security and the Cyberspace Administration has released draft regulations suggesting that a cyberspace ID could actually help users verify their identities online without revealing some sensitive personal details to internet service providers.
And you look at, a lot of the happenings, all right, a lot of these, so-called domestic terrorists are being said to have been radicalized by online talking points. You see? So eventually you're going to have to identify yourself, all right, on this, digital ID system to get on the internet. All right. And if your social credit score doesn't, match, or if what you look at or what you're all about is a threat to the NWO, or they can bar you from the internet. See? Imagine that world.
The promised system, which is voluntary, includes two types of digital IDs. One comprising a series of letters and numbers, and another is a digital authentication credential.
Now remember, your boy Klaus Schwab said China is the model of what they want going into the world that we're coming into. See? And here it is. This is all coming to the West as well. All right. This is going to be a worldwide beast system.
And this initiative is designed to safeguard citizens' personal information and to reduce the over-collection and retention of data such as name and date of birth by internet platforms. And although analysts acknowledge that a unified network ID could streamline authentication during the online transactions and minimize the misuse of personal information, it could also intensify the monitoring of individuals' online activities by the government. They warn that this would also lead to a centralized system that is capable of tracking and analyzing an individual's online behavior.
See, tracking and analyzing, all right, an individual's online behavior. See, in China, all right, they're tracking all of those things. All right, if you speak against the government or if you're online talking against, China, all right, they're rolling on you. They'll pop up at your house. Okay. And this is the system. This is the model of the world that they want. Total tyranny. All right. But it's going to be presented under the guise of peace and safety. All right. As all manner of hell is getting ready to break loose. Everywhere you look, all right, you're seeing problem, reaction, solution. And they're allowing these problems. All right. Just like I was looking at this video. We'll get to it. Where basically, Walgreens, CVS are shutting down thousands of their stores. All right. And they've allowed smash and grab. They've allowed people to just, go in stores and steal, which a lot of those are agent provocateurs. All right. Which gave them the ability to shut, the, particular products they would lock up. You have to go to a, store clerk to get them, which is not many people working in those stores now. Right. And pretty soon, the stores that are open, all right, you'll have to, the only way you'll be able to get certain, any product, all right, is to be on this digital grid with digital money and eventually the MOTB. Okay. Problem, reaction, solution. Order out of chaos is what we're witnessing all around the world.
Which can lead to significant social risks. The critics, including Lao Dongyan, a criminal law professor at China's Tsinghua University, have questioned the true aim of this proposal. She said, and I quote, "The true intention is to regulate people's behavior online. The claim of protecting personal information is merely a facade, at least not the primary goal." And analysts are also very skeptical about the voluntary nature of the cyberspace ID policy and believe that widespread adoption may eventually become mandatory despite initial claims of user choice by the government of China.
becomes the 5th state now to be able to use your cell phone as your driver's license. I'm News 5's Jeff Left-Coolidge at Cleveland Hopkins. Surprisingly, you won't be able to use it here. Within 5 hours after it launched Wednesday, more than 8,000 people put Ohio's new ID in their Apple Wallet.
It's limited to the places that have the reading devices. So you can use it at the TSA, in Cincinnati and Columbus.
Lieutenant Governor John Houston says this is just the beginning. I spoke to him over Zoom about the new ID system. Houston says as more people put it in their online wallet, more businesses and services will be able to take it.
You can use it at state liquor stores. Soon you will be able to use it at casinos, and businesses will be able to download an app to check your ID. Phone to phone, it'd just be a scanning device.
Eventually, the ID will be available on Android devices as well, but you may never have to totally give up your plastic ID.
So remember, this didn't exist until today. And so nobody has a lot of these reading devices loaded onto their technology to be able to read your ID, so this will take time. Eventually, law enforcement will adopt it as an option for you. And when they do, you'll never have to hand over your phone. You'll just tap it, just like you do with any other credit card.
At the busy BMV on Edgecliff Terrace.
So you can see where this is going, right? And Apple, all right, as this beloved brother, all right, Yashalam, he did a video on it. Yep. Apple is involved with the MOTB system. Let's go here real quick and we come right back to this. And make sure you subscribe, to this brother's page, GMS Watchman. Apple is now involved, all right, with the MOTB. Beware of his miracles, all right? And his miracles, all right, as it says here, of the times, 1 Thessalonians 5:1, of the times and seasons, brethren, we have no need that I write unto you, all right? Because it should be clear to you where we are and what's going on, okay? But his miracles are going to be one of the many ways he deceives you people.
Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem. And
your thoughts can now be used to control the Apple Vision Pro thanks to the brain-computer interface. See? And you see those goggles, all right? This man is moving. All right.
Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem. I stumbled upon this article from Google showing you how Esau Edom, the Edomites, starting with the wicked elite of Esau Edom, they're in full swing in terms of bringing about their miracles and deceiving the masses of people into getting down with their new world order.
Right, because you're giving your soul over to the beast, all right? You could check this video out. We don't have to go too far into it, but make sure you subscribe because this brother, he's very diligent when it comes to keeping up with the latest happenings, as far as that world of what's happening with technology, all right? But let's go back here. All right. And as the elder brother put, at the end, these things will speak. Okay. I believe we were around 3:30. There we go. Let's go back.
Builders sounded off on the pros and cons of having more of your information in the palm of your hand.
I think that's the most convenient thing. You don't have to carry all the time. I mean, people don't go out without phones, but they might go out without wallet.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, I think I like the idea just because I use my Apple Pay a lot. But sometimes it could be a bad idea. You have some people that steals people identities.
If people can get into your phone, they can get your driver's license number, address, everything else. They already get your credit card number, and government might as well go ahead and tip us. That's just another way for them to keep a track of us.
Yeah, how long she been clean?
Lieutenant Governor John Houston told us it's supposed to be convenient.
Well, the good news is this is completely optional.
Well, it's not here yet, Cleveland.
Yeah, all of these things start off as optional, right? Now and eventually it will be the standard, all right, way of how the world is ran. You know, at one point, cell phones were optional. At one point, computers were optional. You know?
Hopkins will eventually be added to the list as more states get into the real ID business. At Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, I'm Jeff Coolidge for News 5.
Of the risks in handing out data to companies like Optus and Medibank. But what if you never had to reveal your address ever again? New South Wales is leading the way with a one-stop shop, allowing us to prove and protect our identity once and for all.
It's personal, private, privileged, and prized by hackers.
We've seen what happens in relation to Optus and Medibank.
Now, new ways for a new world to give the power back to the people.
What we're rolling out in New South Wales is world-leading technology.
A digital identity that means you'll never have to hand over your data again. It works like this. You'll use an app to scan your passport, license, Medicare card. They're cross-checked with databases to ensure they're yours, and then appear on your phone as verified ID.
And this is how he's going to gather unto himself all people. See?
You then have control over what you share and with whom, revealing only part or all of a document when required, meaning you'll be able to prove a valid license without showing your address.
All they need to know is that you are real and that you're authorised to drive.
Or confirm you have Medicare while keeping your number unknown.
Those numbers, as we've seen in the recent spate of attacks, will not be shared.
The personal data is kept only on the personal device, never held by the government or a private company.
When you decentralise and you put the information in the power of the individual, it's far safer.
The technology will be optional for users, but not for companies.
Yeah, everything's optional. Like right now, it's optional. You can put in your, password as you remember it, or, you can click to set up, your biometric and put your fingerprint. Eventually, you're going to have to do the fingerprint. Eventually, you're going to have to, slowly but surely merge yourself with AI. All right. And the Spirit will tell us, all right, when it's time to stop. All right. The Spirit is going to give us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The Heavenly Father is going to guide the elect. All right. Because we know eventually we're going to have to separate from Egypt. There may be a point where we're spending, digital money. All right. But we know there's going to come a point where we have to completely say no and fully, lean on Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, which that's what we're doing anyway. All right. But we know, just like Daniel, and with the image, that Nebuchadnezzar set up in Daniel, the 3rd chapter, eventually we're going to have to say no. All right. And that's going to, come with a price. It's going to come with a sacrifice. Again, this is the hour of temptation that they're bringing up on the world. Okay. But they're slowly but surely getting to the point. All right. Where your only way to buy and sell, all right, in this system they've set up is going to be to have that charagma in your right hand or your forehead. And all of you Israelites who have mocked the true breakdown of what this means, what are you going to do at that point? All right. You already see the Bishop Nathaniel, throwing it out there. Well, they might add a microchip after years of mocking it, after years of and then you have the General Yohana telling you, the Lord doesn't care if you take that. And you see little or no kickback from any of these camps. Okay. But they want to come and, ask us questions when these dudes are blatantly leading, all right, hundreds and thousands of Israelites, all right, to take this man's charagma, which is completely out of order. This is why we tell you guys, man, to go F yourselves, man. Excuse my French. But here it is. You guys will do unity camps with guys you don't agree with, but turn around and walk up to a great millstone camp and want to debate about particular doctrines. But you're standing next to a guy who believes something totally different than you, but you won't debate him or ask him a question. And the Lord is fed up with the hypocrisy of you Israelites. This is why all of these things are happening, man. Because here it is. Let's get the book of Ezekiel, the 12th chapter. Let's get Ezekiel, the 12th chapter. The vision, every vision faileth. The mindset of, all right, the average Israelite who's here not to uplift, all right, and the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai and be serious about what the Lord is doing, but are here to uplift themselves, man, and make a name for themselves and be cute. All that being cute, crap. All right, the Lord is fit to throw that out of the door. Ezekiel 12:22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have heard in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Y'all been talking about that. Ain't gonna be no charagma. Y'all don't gotta worry about that. Led our people to take the juice. Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in the land of Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. Again, what did we read in 2nd Esdras 9? All right, that the end is associated with effects, endings. All right, verse 6, 2nd Esdras 9, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. See, it ends in effects and signs. So again, all right, let's read this in the NLT. All right. Son of man, you've heard that proverb they quote in the land of Israel. Time passes and prophecies come to nothing. Y'all been saying that. All right. Y'all niggas ain't matching. Your garments are wrinkled. Where your hairline? Why y'all look so broke? Y'all niggas always mad and arguing. Yada, yada, yada. Mocking the prophets. All right. Who've been on the forefront of this spiritual war that we're battling, man. Doing the dirty work and the grunt work necessary for the kingdom to come under Yahweh, through Yahweh Shah, through the Holy Spirit, man. Tell the people, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will put an end to this proverb, and you will soon stop quoting it. Now give them this new proverb to replace the old one. The time has come for every prophecy, all right, to be fulfilled. All right, the effect of every vision is right before your eyes. You're seeing, all right, the very prophecies, you know, where our forefather John the Revelator saw the very end of what this beast system would do. He showed you, he told you about the miracles they would bring. He told you that they would try to make you to bow to their image. He told you that they would set up a system where you would, you know, in order to buy and sell, you would have to get a charagma. And Jake is still mocking the prophets. And it's right here.
And businesses, with the government set to make it illegal not to recognise the ID.
Ultimately, we will need legislation to make sure that the companies play ball and that they accept this.
See, they will need legislation to make sure the companies play ball, right? And as we showed you, all right, there's legislation, you know, in the background, all right, that is trying to get particular states to force employers to make their employees, all right, through whatever they're bringing, okay, to get a charagma. All right. And certain, you know, states have already said, hell no, we ain't messing with that. Right. But again, y'all gonna have to play ball eventually. OK, because they're gradually moving towards what they want, and they only have but a short time.
Amelia Brace.
Watch this if you struggle with DMV paperwork. California's DMV just made a game-changing move. Let's dive in. Imagine never having to wait in line at the DMV again. California just digitized 42 million car titles using blockchain technology. This isn't just a tech update.
And right now, to renew your ID, to do all of these things, it could take up to, 7 months before you get an appointment. All right. Some people are able to renew it online. Okay. But again, they've created all of these problems because they're getting ready to do away with this old system. This is why you're seeing stock market crashes. This system is getting ready to be collapsed to bring in this new world. Okay? And paper money, pursuant to the back of the dollar bill, all right, is the way, all right, that the new world will be brought in with the doing away of paper money. Novus, all right, Annuit Conceptives, announcing the birth or conception. The gods have given us, all right, granted us the rights to establish a Novus Order Seclorum, all right, a new secular age, a new world. Okay? And they have that all-seeing eye, all right, where they're going to be able to see everything your ass do, all right, and be the most high God over the earth. That's what they want. This will, if they're able to fulfill all of what they're trying to do, which they're going to get only so far, right, then they're God. They win. See? As the beloved elder Arawam, all right, Great Millstone, Alabama, said, if these prophecies don't come to pass, then literally we're sitting ducks. are ready to be devoured. You see? So the Lord is eventually going to step in, give us power, all right, however he sees fit that it happens. But here we are, man.
Great. It's a revolution. Thanks to blockchain, your car title is now a secure digital asset. Fraud? Forget about it. The transparent and unalterable record on the blockchain makes it nearly impossible for scammers to mess with your title. Partnering with Oxhead Alpha on the Avalanche blockchain, the DMV's new system lets 39 million Californians access their car titles via a mobile app. Convenience at your fingertips. Launching early next year, this app means fewer DMV visits and more time for you. Plus, it's the first of its kind in the US. California, leading the charge in digital innovation. So, are you ready for a smoother, safer DMV experience? Stay tuned, because the future of car titles is here.
So let's have
the future
health certificate. Acknowledge if you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. So for the next pandemic, instead of stopping the movement of the people 100%, which clog the economy globally, you can still provide some movement of the people. Indonesia has achieved, G20 country has agreed to have this digital certificate using WHO standard, and we will submit into the next World Health Assembly in Geneva as the revision to international health regulation. So hopefully for the next pandemic, we can still see some movement of the people, some movement of the goods, and movement of the economy.
That our three organizations.
See, next demic, next outbreak. All right, you're gonna have to identify yourself on what you have and what you don't have, if what juice you took, if you didn't, by this system.
Hypocrisy Foundation, Phenos, and Digital Dollar Project, we've really seen this need for open collaboration, open development in the central bank digital currency space and the research and projects that are happening. So for this reason, we're coming together to start an initiative, the Open Digital Currency Initiative, to promote open source collaboration and governance in the CBDC space. Our aim is to promote the open collaboration development of central bank digital currencies involving all kinds of stakeholders, not just central banks, but those who are helping central banks, and anyone else who's involved in this space, so that we can develop really publicly shared resources and avoid the duplicating efforts. From our perspective, we really think that most CBDCs are going to be quite similar.
It's time for another Bullet Point Bulletin powered by Plato Data Intelligence. Web3 data intelligence, private, secure, trusted. For more information, visit platodata.ai. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York has completed a successful pilot of the use of central bank digital currencies for wholesale cross-border transactions. The experiment, also known as Project Cedar Phase 1, aims to explore the capabilities of blockchain technology in payment delivery and the application of central bank digital currencies in wholesale payments. Testing was conducted on separate blockchains to explore the capabilities of blockchain technology in delivering fast and safe payments for a lower settlement cost. The New York Innovation Center, the entity charged with the project, exchanged a U.S. digital dollar with experimental foreign currencies in a simulated environment powered by blockchain technology. The experiment showed a significant improvement in which the average clearing and settlement of transactions reduced from 2 days to under 15 seconds. Additionally, the framework could enable atomic settlements, an instant and simultaneous exchange of assets. Because of the dollar's advantage in international payments, the U.S. was previously uninterested in increasing central bank digital currencies. However, the country's perspective has shifted and is now researching the policies to develop the tools, technology, and potential that it offers. Thanks for watching Bullet Point Bulletins, powered by Plato Data Intelligence.
Yep. They want to track everything. That's what that blockchain will do. All right. Job 13 and 27 NLT. You put my feet in stocks. You examine all my paths. You trace all my footprints. And this is ultimately what it's all going to lead to. This is what Esau wants. This is the power he wants. All right. That whole carbon footprint, dealing with the sea change. All right. They're going to save the earth. All right, by putting in a system of tyranny, which is going to sound so good to the people. This is why you need knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be the stability of your times in these times, man. Okay, so let's see here. More, biometrics. You can just go to biometricupdate.com. All right, it's digital IDs. Africa, all of these countries are moving towards this. See? All right. Digital euro to be most private electronic payment option. Digital euro will be one of the most private forms of electronic payment, according to the data protection official from the European Union. All right. So what do you think this is all moving towards? Okay, you can look into all of that. You know, we don't have to go, but digital euro. All right. Okay, Biden appoints social media censorship to advocate to White House digital strategy team. Digital strategy team. Microsoft's AI speech generator achieves human parody, too dangerous to release. All right. Oh, another thing. Let me bring this out, then we'll pretty much close it out. Just giving you the updates of what's happening. You know, ultimately with a watchman, as the scriptures say, the Lord has set watchmen. All right. Is that Jeremiah or Isaiah 62, I believe? Yep, Isaiah 62. All right. Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace. All right, day nor night. And all of these philosophies that you used to be into before you came into this truth, what are they speaking to? Okay? What are they saying? What warning are they giving according to what the world you see? All right. The Lord has set up the watchman. All right, which was the one of the most important aspects to, all right, ancient, all right, Israelite, you know, cities. The watchmen. All right. Which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord. All right, keep not silence and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. And Jerusalem not a praise in the earth right now. All right, so the Lord has set up watchmen. The word watchman is shamar. All right. To guard, to observe, to give heed. So we're observing, we're bringing out, you know, I remember the dude from Wi-Fi. Said, you know, they're going into articles, and that ain't doing the work of God. You know, going, you know, doing all of these reports, yada yada, ain't doing the work. You're not doing the will of the Lord. Well, hey, the scriptures say that there will be rumors in the land, rumor after rumor, until the Lord brought it to pass, and the rumors will be brought about. All right, the wars and rumors of war. The watchmen, okay, will be the ones warning our people of these things so that they can know what time that they're in. All right. And that proverb is getting ready to cease in the house of Israel. All of that pride, all of you upstarts who've, came and, were able to make a name of yourself, buying likes and garnering the attention of, this new age disrespectful generation. All right. Who feel like the elders and the men who've been on the front line, aren't any good anymore. Fuck them. Y'all the guys. Well, we're getting ready to see. All right. And again, don't come running to us when you find out that your leaders were a bunch of goddamn charlatans, man. But may the elect be sealed, because we know and believe that there are particularly elect members amongst these camps. But it's high time to awake out of sleep. Okay. So the Lord has set watchmen on thy walls, man. Okay, and see, the day is coming, John 9:4. All right. John 9:4. I must work the works of him that sent me, and we come in that same stead while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. All right. And we know ultimately that meant, his death. But we can tie that spiritually. All right. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. We know spiritually. All right. We are coming into a time where you won't have access to this information, man. That's why the scriptures say, seek ye. All right. The Lord. It's Isaiah 55, I believe. Seek ye the Lord, Isaiah 55:6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Okay? Now, this is another video you can look at from
Shalom.
GMS Watchman. Digital wallet rolling out, including $300 has begun in Thailand. 23 million users have signed up. So yeah, you get this digital wallet, we'll start you off with $300. Just imagine they bring that charagma and they tell you you don't have no more debt. All your debt's erased. All right, we can give you this much amount on a new house. Or, the access to buy and sell with $20,000 on it, $5,000 on it, like that movie, The First Purge. Okay? Well, here they're giving these people, all right, $300, all right? Well, that's a lot to those people over there, but 23 million people have already signed up, all right, to this digital wallet. Okay, in one day. Okay? So check out that video as well. Okay, he put the article up here. And you all are going to learn to appreciate the true watchmen. And times hit, you're going to remember the words of the prophets. Like, this is why they were so serious about that. Damn, they said this was going to happen. Right now, a lot of you all are still able to wiggle around, go to the store and get, give me 8 pounds of chicken. You're still able to kind of live your day-to-day life as you have, been able to, have in this system. Well, that's all getting ready to be taken away from you. Things are getting ready to drastically change, and all it takes is a few more events, and you will see it. This video that I'm trying to, let's see here. I'll pull it up in just a minute. Give me 1 second. Boom, here we go.
Welcome everyone to the Wake Up Call channel. I want to share this ad with you that Samsung just released a few weeks ago. And I want to thank a subscriber over on the website, A Warrior, who shared this with me. And again, everybody on the website, I want to thank everybody for being over there and for all the great stuff that everybody shares with one another, because it's nearly impossible for all of us to see everything that's happening at once. That's why we need to all point this out to one another and make people aware. And as most of you know, I've covered many times over the years the transition of the cell phone going underneath the skin.
See? All right, and this dude's on fire, man, and he's gonna lose it when he figures out, because he's a so-called Christian. When he tries to break the scriptures down, it's nasty work. But he's on fire to bring out particular information, which that's the spirit. There's a spirit that the Lord said will be upon all flesh. All right, their own tongues falling upon themselves, man. But he knows and sees that the MOTB, all right, is steps away. And this is what all of what they're doing is leading to. But you and AI as one. You see that? You and AI as one.
The mindset that people have is that that's a crazy notion, yet they don't realize that they've been conditioned with all of this wearable technology for the next phone to be inside of them. And the newest ad from Samsung is called You and AI as One. Not you and I as one, you and AI as one. And remember, a new world order is a one world order. Everything merges as one. One government, one religion, one language, one gender, one everything with artificial intelligence. You could even say that some of the...
And this is where we are, all right? When you get Genesis 11, okay, the tower which the children of men built back then, all right? As a matter of fact, Genesis 11:4, and they said, go, let us build a city and a tower, okay, whose top may reach unto heaven. All right, now, they're telling you the new gods that will govern the earth will be these clouds where all of the data will be stored. Okay, they're calling on their gods to help them, all right, to accomplish what they want. They got the people drunken. All right, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name. See, they're trying to establish their name, their image, their reputation. lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. See? And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. This goes back to Nimrod, which means rebellion. All right. And this is what? Babel. This is the beginning. All right. And the first attempt at a new world order, at a one world government. And now we're in Babel. All right. Or Babylon the Great. So it's the same concept. That which is then is now. You just have to know how to apply these things. That's why in prophecy, America is known as the land of Nimrod. Nimrod led this rebellion. Okay. It says, and the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they all have one language. And Nimrod was a Cushite, one of the sons of Ham. And the Bible doesn't run away from the fact that heathen nations had great kingdoms. Okay. But these kingdoms were in rebellion, all right, to the Most High God, Yahweh, you see, in the righteous way. All right. And the Lord said, behold, the people was one, and they all have one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. And this is where we are. All right. They're trying to create this one way, this one gender, one everything. All right. And now nothing is being restrained from people. They have no fear. They have no regard for the Heavenly Father, and things are getting significantly worse. So what the Lord did is he scattered them, broke up what they were trying to do. Now, when you get Isaiah, the 24th chapter, all right, and different dialects of Hebrew came about, okay, and messed everything up, okay. And we're seeing, a similar situation here, what was happening in this world, especially here in Babylon the Great. Isaiah 24:1, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste. He turneth it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. So he's getting ready to break this particular, version of an attempt at a one world order. He's getting ready to break this up. It says, let's get this in the NLT. It says, priest and lay people, servants and masters, maids and mistresses, buyers and sellers, lenders and borrowers, bankers and debtors, none will be spared. Everything is getting ready to be broke up. See? Because the earth is really, all right, being defiled because these heathen have transgressed the laws. And that's what they were doing back then. Okay? Going on top of these ziggurats, calling on their gods. Okay, they're doing that. All right, but they have more power, more technology, all right, in this time. And it's not the Cushites in this time, all right, it's the Edomites. But various heathen nations have joined themselves into them. All right, but as to how they're going to get into the system they want, they don't agree. This is why you're seeing all this friction, war. Let's finish this and then we'll close it out.
Conditioning going on right now with genders and what is a man, what is a woman, and all these other things that we've heard over the last couple of years is leading towards, once man and machine and technology is mixed, of course, being a new human race. And that is exactly what this is about. That's conditioning for a transhuman race. So if you haven't seen this commercial, let me play it for you when it comes to Samsung. And again, I covered back in February on a channel no longer around that Samsung was releasing ads then called The Next Big Thing Is You. And already, just 5 or 6 months later, they've already transitioned from marketing this as the next big thing is you to being the next big thing is you and AI as one. And you can see the transition going from the next big thing being you, right? Because they're saying the next cell phone, the next thing, 6G, is you. And people out there now picking up on the programming. And again, this goes back to Nokia, even talking about this at the World Economic Forum, that 6G is going to be inside the body.
You will have such a good digital twin that you'll be able to go into the metaverse, into a virtual reality world, turn a dial, pull a switch, feel around, and actually change it in the real plant?
Absolutely. And this is not far off. I mean, the physical and the digital worlds, they will grow together, and the result is exactly what you just said.
I wanted to ask when you all think we're going to move from this form factor to something that's on your face, glasses, and when computing's all on the edge.
All right, 50 seconds. Who wants to answer quickly?
I think it will go. It will. First of all, it will definitely happen. I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
So inside of you and AI as one. Here is the commercial. It's frightening to see just how much people can't figure out what's happening, where they even talk to you about these things like, well, with AI, well, they'll know how hot your refrigerator is. It'll know when you're asleep in the room to shut off the TV. And people just are more and more comfortable with their technology, not realizing what it actually is, and then allowing this, not just government control using artificial intelligence, which we all know about when it comes to the smart meters and the smart tech that they're trying to implement in your home so that you could put smart thermostats inside your home thinking that it's more convenient for you to control the thermostat via your phone. But really, what you're doing is giving the government, when they release the carbon footprint, the ability to shut on and off your air and your heat as they please, which they will do, which they're already doing. But look at this horror story that is AI and you as one.
Life. It gets messy. There's ups and downs. Round and round. Chaos. And calm. It's going to be brilliant. Just like it's supposed to be. Because with AI, at least the washer knows what it's washing. The fridge remembers what's in it. The vacuum cleans when you ask it to. The oven can tell what you're cooking. The TV shows you the moments that matter. And the pictures are perfect. We're ready for all of it.
He is an actor, by the way. That is going on with politics, with Donald Trump, with Biden. He's obviously luring in conspiracy theorists by tickling their ears with that stuff. But of course, he's best buddies with Yuval, and his show is even called Under the Skin. But nobody figures out what's actually happening because they're too distracted by the theatrics that are going on around them. Here's just a compilation of clips of them talking about Under the Skin.
Yuval, thank you so much for joining me on Under the Skin.
Yeah, it's good to be here again.
When surveillance goes really under the skin,
we need to monitor what's happening under the skin.
Surveillance technologies.
Surveillance going under our skin, especially surveillance under the skin.
We don't know hackable animals under the skin. We don't know hackable animals under the skin. We don't know hackable animals under the skin.
So Under the Skin, that's exactly what that commercial is showing you, right? But people aren't realizing it yet. They aren't realizing that when they're saying you and AI becoming one, for the time being, most people will see that and they'll say, well, that commercial didn't show those people as transhuman. They still had a phone in their hand, right? And then a year from now, 2 years from now, this whole notion of AI becoming one with AI, they start releasing stuff about how even more convenient it could be to have the technology inside of you instead of just in your hand or on your wrist, right? Or on your eyes with the lenses and all the other stuff that I've covered over the years that they've released. That's what this is about.
Yep, and this is not, medical information, but Revelation 13, okay? And 14, and he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast that had a wound by a sword and did live. Ancient Greco-Roman Empire, Rome in particular. But this is on Wake Up Call. You can check out the rest of that. This dude, he gets his pages shut down left and right. He's fervent, though. I'll give him that. He has a zeal. But not according to knowledge. But again, the Lord sets these type of individuals up, all right, to bring out things so that we can expound on it. But with that, I'm going to leave it there, man. Hey, may the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua be done. Stay strong. Stay prayed up. All right.